Hey everybody, Chris with Legendary Customs out of La Crosse, Wisconsin. Thank you for tuning into our YouTube channel. Comment down below if you like what you see, hit the like button, and of course, please subscribe. Very important to us. It helps us out quite a little bit. The first 20, yes 20 comments will receive a free 2023 calendar from Legendary Customs. These calendars feature vehicles that have went through our shop over the years. Just a small sampling, but some pretty cool stuff. Now, this video is specifically about the bumpers that we created and designed for the Willys pickup truck that's in our shop. Watch the video, it's about 30 minutes long. There is a lot of information in there, but if you are interested in a bumper to be built specifically for you, and as you'll see in the video, they are customizable to your liking. You can order them from us. Right now we're about 5 to 6 weeks out. That might change, might be shorter, might be longer depending on the demand, but check the video out. These bumpers literally fit our tagline, where ordinary becomes legendary. These bumpers are cool as hell. Watch the video. If you want one, comment down below. If you would like, send us an email. Our email is going to be at the end of the video. Check it out. They are cool. They are aftermarket. They are available for your Willys project. Again, Chris with Legendary Customs. If you have a vehicle sitting in your garage that you want to get to but haven't had a chance, send us an email on that also. We'll see if we can get you into the schedule. Appreciate each and every one of you. Watch the video. Check it out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're building it here.
Yeah.
We're taking him to
yes.
pieces.
Right. Yeah.
And then he's going to cut them out on the shear, because this is going to be 3H steel.
Yeah.
He can cut that whole thing apart.
Yep.
And then we weld it.
He can bend 3/8 steel, right?
Oh yes. So this whole thing,
Yeah.
he's going to take this measurement flat.
Yeah.
He'll burn this out.
Yeah.
He'll burn out Legendary Customs. He'll burn out where the winch goes.
Yeah.
He'll burn out where the lights go.
Yeah.
That'll all be burned out. And then he will shear these. Thoughts? The mind's working.
I wonder if you could. It doesn't match any of the truck.
No, I know it doesn't. It's the modern on.
I know.
Yep.
How hard would it be to make it so that the whole shape is all this? Where you would look at that start here instead of there. Or maybe could it go there and there? So that at least this. I don't know, just kicking
Well,
it
what I
out.
was using that idea is use this angle, and I just got to tape across here.
I mean, it's pretty
But
close.
if you use that, yeah. But if you use that angle, then and make it exact, then you would honor that look to it.
That's going to take that 9 inches down to 6 inches. Just to give me a little time. I'm doing the final, well, I'm hoping what's going to be the final of Willys Bumpers. So that was let's get started. Let's see what it looks like. Made some major changes. This is bumper 2.0. That's bumper 1.0. 2.0 looks better. We're doing it this way to make sure there's clearances for the steering, all of that good stuff, and just making sure that it looks good, because that's important. Yeah, so I'm marking the center, cut out the V for the grill. We're going to keep it back. Normally you'd have a gap of 1/8 of an inch. We're going to keep it back further than that, so if they do bump a tree, there's distance between the bumper and the fender and the grill. So it wipes out the bumper, but it doesn't wipe out everything around it. This all has to be perfect because what we're making here is the template that big the safety bumper is going to be. So if I make this wrong, he's going to copy it in the laser or in the cutter. Not good. Not good for business. I'm either going to look really, really smart, which is rare, or I'm going to look really, really dumb, which happens, or I'm going to look really, really lucky, which is probably what it's going to end up being. I think I know what I have to do. It's just visually right now I'm having a challenge. Today, as you saw in the videos, we were doing origami. In other words, cutting weird ass shapes, hoping that it would turn into something. Well, after a lot of work and a lot of fighting with my imagination, we came up with this. Now, we're still going to cut in, probably on the sides just because the front's going to be taken up with different things. We're still going to cut in fog lights. We'll still have the hooks for pulling out, and we'll still have a winch in the middle and maybe another set of fog lights up here. So a lot of this heaviness, if you will, and it actually doesn't look heavy at all, but once it's going to be painted and such, a lot of this will have things cut out of it, and it'll make it look awesome, even better than it does. We're at PT Welding. I'll close the door behind you. Okay, we dropped everything off this morning and we didn't film any of this, so here we are. This is the overall design. As you can see, hundreds of measurements all over on this thing to make everything work as we need it to work. But again, this is just a prototype. It's in 16 gauge steel, easy to work with. We are going to make this in 3/16 steel. The average bumper, the heavy duty bumpers, are 1/8 inch steel. So ours is going to be thicker than what you find on most of them out there. This is going to fit on any Willys, I think from 46 to 52, no, to 55, but I will have to check. You Willys guys out there, you know better than I do, but as soon as we get this prototype finished in finished metal, the lights for the fog lights in, we will have an optional hitch receiver right here for recoveries and for installing the winch. One thing that we did find out is a 13,000 pound winch is 21 inches from side to side, which from here to here is 21 inches. So the fog lights will not be blocked from the winch. But we were going to put it behind the bumper, and there's enough room, but with our steering box over here, it would be off-centered by almost 4 inches, and I just think it would look funny. So we're putting in a receiver, then it can be transferred from the front to the back. Long and short, it's coming along great. It is totally custom. It will bolt onto any of the Willys trucks that I've discussed, and the, I don't want to call them station wagons, but the suburban style Willys also. Awesome. Friday I come in, we throw it in the computer, John and I, and then he will take it to his plasma table and cut it out, and we'll be able to bend this bad boy up and have it made and bolt it back onto the bumper just to make sure it's exactly what we want. Then I'll have all the costs figured out, cost of shipping, cost of boxing it up, everything, and I will be able to provide prices for people if they want one for their truck. I have to tell you, it's not going to be cheap. A lot of material and time will go into these, getting them to where we need them to be to go out there. Now, there's bumpers out there for your standard Chevys, standard Dodge and Fords that are $2,000 each and above. There's also some that are pretty flimsy, right down around that $700-800. We're going to be in between there somewhere, probably with shipping. We'll figure out where. Stay tuned, keep following. This is one badass Willys bumper, and it's ready to go into production. All right, the bumper is on the Jeep, the Willys. We did leave a healthy gap between the bumper and the grill in case they actually hit something and the bumper bends, which is going to be a big hit, so it doesn't damage the rest of the truck. If you order one of these, this right here will not be cut out. You will have to cut that out to match the year and model of your vehicle, and to match whatever gap you decide that you would like to have in your bumper. Now this area here is also left long when you get your bumper. This area will need to be trimmed by you to fit whatever size wheel you have. We've already taken off 1 inch for straight up and down. Took off 1 inch, actually 1.25 inches, and it looks like we're gonna have to take another, when this is turning, probably another inch off so this outside of the tire doesn't hit your bumper. Anyway, just things to think about when you're doing this. But that is how we have it set up. We're going to pull it off, show you the spacers that we have on the inside and the outside. And then this will be a receiver for a hitch. Okay, to make one of these bumpers fit your vehicle, you will need to add, this is a 1/4 inch steel by the length that you got it, and drill out at least 3 points. This is where the center receiver is going to be. Again, 4 more bolts. That's where we're going to weld on the receiver itself. That way it bottoms out onto this plate. And then again on the other side. Now, up in the bumper itself, you have the matching plate, have them slotted so you have up and down adjustments. Both sides. Receiver will go through here. Now, if our math is correct, we don't need up and down adjustments on the plate that's going to be bolting to the truck. Because everything was bolted in place exactly where we needed it. Put these through. Good to go. Long and short, if you buy one of these bumpers, you are going to have to make some alterations to it to fit your vehicle the way you want it to fit. If you want it to be farther away from the vehicle, on ours, from here to here is 1 3/4 inches. You just make that 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches. If you want it closer, instead of 1 3/4 inches, maybe 1 inch. So if you do 1 inch, you are going to have to put a second plate on this side for you able to get in to weld. You're going to be too close. We are on the final fitting for the front bumper. Now, as you guys saw, we have built the bejeebers out of this. So this is your standard 2-inch receiver. This is what's usually on the outside to keep it from splitting. That is going to go on the whole thing. So it's going to be really extremely strong. The receiver will go into here, and that is exactly where the winch will hook. Everybody's giving me crap. These are for the fog lights. Almost 500,000 pounds to tear that bad boy off in shear pressure. But that's looking kick ass, and it's ready to go down to paint after a little bit more fabrication. Awesome. All right, rear bumper is going on. These are all just running lights all the way across the bottom, blinker, and then brake lights will be here. And this will be also a fog light for backing up.
All 4 holes, the one right up.
Oh, that was the wrong. That's right. Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah. Awesome.
Better hope it works, right?
So you're saying it might come off again?
Well, we will.
So you're saying it'll get like 1 2 bolts.
Yeah.
This whole event where he was getting honored with a philanthropic award, and then specifically on stage it was with him hosting tonight.
Those are bright. Throw the hazards on. Throw the hazards off. Floodlight. Floodlight. We are going to do a final rundown on the Willys bumpers. Now, as many of you know, the rear bumper never even came from the factory on the Willys pickup truck. We are building an extreme off-road vehicle for Soren, And one of the things that we needed to accomplish is some extreme bumpers. These are made out of 3/16 steel. So they're really heavy duty. We have videoed from the beginning to the end, so you can see how these are built. We will be selling these. We have to figure out the pricing. The last thing to do is to weigh them to find out how much they're going to be to ship. But I'm going to do a very quick rundown on what you are going to need to do to these bumpers to make them work on your vehicle. I can't stress this enough. These are not a direct bolt-on bumper. You are going to have to do some fabricating. Very minor fabricating in my opinion, but you are going to have to do some fabricating. All right, as you can see, these bumpers have been media blasted and finished by us in a sealer epoxy, and then we used Raptor liner. You can finish them however you would like. When they come to you, they're going to be raw steel because you're going to have to do some fabrication. Come around here if you will. On the side, if you remember the videos, right up underneath here, actually welded to the frame is a brace that comes out all the way to the end. That is welded onto your bumper, and that makes it so you can stand on your bumper to get on and off, and you don't have to worry. This tow hole will be there if you would like it to be. All of the lights that we have, we can send you all the links to where they are if you like them, but the holes will not be cut in them unless you specify it. If you specify what you're getting, we can put the holes in, but we prefer not to, only because once you get them, you might change your mind on the location. Across the back here, we put Legendary Customs on the rear bumper. That will not be there unless you request it. You have the area of your tailgate. If you want something burned in there special, just tell us. There will be an upcharge for it, but that is available. Now, there's a point right here, and right here that you will have to weld in a brace. And that is what gives you your offset to where it's going to land. Now, ours may be different than yours. You might want it to be out a little bit farther. You might want it to be tucked in a little bit farther. 3/8 steel takes a hell of a lot of a beating to get to bend, but it can bend if you hit a tree just right. We left all the way around a gap, so if this bends, it doesn't instantly damage your vehicle. Like on the back, just almost, 3/8 of an inch, not quite, but it just leaves for room. So, standard hitch. However, it's the 2-inch receiver, and then we have the enforcement all the way around it versus just the end. If you want it to come out farther, so you can use a standard receiver, you can. Not a problem, just put it in the notes. We have it so it's tucked in tight, but you will have to drill a new hole in your receiver so you can have the pin in here versus back up underneath. Very clean look, very durable. It's going to be rugged. The Raptor liner is going to take a bunch of wear and tear out in the bushes. Anyway, so that is the rear bumper. I don't know if I said it or not, but you watched me get up. That's there. Nice toe hold to get up and down. We have our license plate put on right there. That will not be drilled on yours. Again, you can drill that, tap it out, put it anywhere you want. This is basically going to come to you as a blank plug, and you will take that and fit it to your specific vehicle. All right, that's the rear bumper rundown. Let's go do the front bumper rundown. Front bumper looks like a beast. When we had this in raw steel, it looked heavy. It looked out of place. In black, it looks perfect. No complaints on this side. Again, this one has Dirty Willys. If you would like something in there, tell us what you want. As long as it fits, we will do our best to put it in there. Again, same treatment in the rear, 3/16 steel, heavy duty. I did forget to mention one thing on the rear. From frame rail to frame rail, you will have to weld in our case, it's shaped as a C, you saw it in the video, 3/8 inch steel welded from frame rail to frame rail. That is needed to bolt this tube. Again, as you saw in the videos, you have an offset in this direction or area, an offset in this area, and then the recovery area and for the winch, that is another place where you will be bolting it. So these are bolted on in 3 areas. Again, your license plate, ours is right here. You can put it wherever you want. We have fog lights in there. It will not have that. It will come as a blank. You can order them. We'll give you the links where we bought them, and you can cut them in. You will have to do some cutting. Come around here if you would. On the back side, you will have to do some cutting of our bumper right here. We ended up having to take off a full 3 inches because of these big beast meats. If you have the stock wheels that came on the Willys, those are much smaller. You might not have to cut this at all, but be prepared again to do some cutting with your wheels on, turned all the way to the right, turned all the way to the left, so you know you have clearance. Again, we had to take almost 3 inches off. Very easy. We've designed these so you cut product off versus weld product on. This right here will be left straight, this V, because again, I don't know if you want this in real tight. We left a full 1.5 inches there, so if they run into a tree or something, again, it doesn't damage your body right away. It has some flexibility. So, long and short, front and rear are going to be available to purchase. If you would like one, comment down below. We will get you the pricing. The only thing we have to do is weigh them for shipping. There'll probably be 3 zones, one close in, one medium range, and one on the coast, west and east coast. But yeah, beautiful bumpers, awesome. We have hundreds of hours into the research and development of these. And then again, they're not gonna bolt on just like that. They will take a little bit of work for you to do to make them fit. Easy work, but they're not direct bolt on. Might be overstating that too much, but I don't want you to be disappointed when you get them that you have to do some work. They are beautiful. Once they're on, once they're finished, you're gonna love them. These things are beasts. All I can say is, I'm glad we did it. Nate, Zach, Jeff, John, Pete over at PT Welding. Thank you everyone for the efforts that were required to make these things come together like they did. Appreciate each and every one of you for watching. This video was on the bumper specifically. If you want one again, comment below. We'll see what we can do about getting them out. Right now the lead time is going to be 5 to 6 weeks. That may change depending on the orders. Chris with the Legendary Customs team saying thank you for watching. Until the next video, appreciate all of you.